What's going on, everyone, and welcome to a brand new video on a brand new channel. My name's Aurora. I used to run a Star Wars gaming news channel, and now I'm onto a new channel where I'm going to be posting gameplay, facecam gameplay of various games that I play. At the minute it's going to be the Sons of the Forest, probably Ark Survival Evolved, and maybe even the new Jedi Survivor game when that comes out, but for now this is the first video. I do hope you enjoy it. This is my first time doing something like this, so please bear with me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be actually doing like a sort of cut-com type gameplay. If there are any bits of the gameplay where I think are quite dull and there's just nothing really going on, I will be cutting those bits out and just sort of keeping them important parts of the game, which are going to keep people interested. We're in here now. We are heading to an island which I believe is owned by the Puftons, and these people are missing. You got Edward Pufton, Barbara Pufton, and Virginia Pufton, and this is the map of the island we're going to. So this is going to be quite an interesting journey. Let's see what happens. I'm going to let the cutscene play out and I'll catch up with you at the next part of the actual playable bit of the game. Well, we're back, and this is Sons of the Forest. We've crashed in the snow. This is an area I've never really crashed into before, and we're going to do a little bit of looting before we head off on our journey. I'm going to be showing you today how to get started in Sons of the Forest, and we've got Calvin down over here. Let's give him a quick revive. I think the way Calvin works is he's lost all of his hearing, and you have to sort of communicate with him using notes that you stick to his chest, and then he reads them, and then he goes and does bits and bobs for you. He is not looking great. But I've also noticed in the bottom right hand corner our health isn't great either, so we're going to have to get healed up if we do find any... I think they are painkillers. I think the painkillers that we use to get our health back up. Hopefully we'll find some here at the crash. But as well... Oh, here we go, yeah, follow me. Just going to get him to follow us right now because we're in the snow and we want to get to a nice base location to get a bit of a structure put up. To be honest, we need to be able to survive. So, notice we picked up an emergency pack, which is here. And the game's giving me a little guide on how to open it and what to do, basically. Now I've got an axe. An axe I'm going to equip because it is my only means of defending myself right now. So there we are. Got some painkillers. Right, we've got our painkillers. I'm going to get those eaten so we can have some health. If we come up against anything, I want to be able to make sure that we can actually survive. There we go. Next, we'll clear out this sort of crash site and then we'll move on once I've checked the map and I know where we are. I have played the game before very sort of briefly. I've not really done all that much in it, but I've never spawned here, so I don't really know where we are. Looking down there is not going to help me at all, but if I get my map out, we're quite close to somewhere I need to be, actually. I wanted to head to the first purple marker you can see on the screen there, And I will show you why when we get there. But for now, we're going to have to try and figure out how to get down off here without injuring ourselves further. Have I opened this one over here? Doesn't look like I have. But if nothing exciting happens along the way, I will just cut to me arriving, or close to arriving, to our destination. There's no point in you just watching me travel around the forest for 20 minutes and nothing really happening. So what I'm doing here is, I noticed there was a cave on the map, so we're heading over towards the cave, because caves are quite important landmarks, or they used to be in the forest. In Sons of the Forest, I imagine they work in a pretty similar way, where they have decent loot, or key sort of items and sort of points of interest for you to go to. However, I don't believe we're equipped to go into a cave yet, as that is blocked off, and I do not want to tangle with that. I mean, this is lovely, isn't it? Oh, I can see a cannibal up in the tree up there. And I think, yep, there's one chasing Calvin. Oh, fantastic. Right, he's got a slingshot. I wonder if I can slingshot him. It's over here. I've got some money, so it's going to be helpful for... Whoa, hey. He came close. Tell you what I'm going to do. Oh, there's another one. Oh no, I'm going to quickly, very quickly, craft a spear if I can, because spears are amazing, and they do incredible damage against the cannibals, and I don't really want to die. So if we make, tell you what, we'll make 2. Always worth making 2. At least then if one breaks or I lose one, I don't know if things break in the game. I'm going to put that on number 1 and my axe on number 2, because the I can't seem to close my inventory. The spear is going to be better in combat. Oh. Did you see that? I don't know where it is. It's there. They don't seem to be bothering me. We're going to carry on. But what we're going to do is we want to head down to that point of interest, the green flashing point of interest, because I think that's a bunker, and we want to... Oh! I mean, he snuck up on us, so I think he deserves to die. I don't know where the other ones have gone, though. Hopefully they're going to leave us alone. But we're going to head down to this green point of interest. Like I said, there's a couple of things I want to do there. And then we want to head over to our base spot and the purple exclamation mark, which I'm looking at as I just drop off the cliff and take no damage. Nice. Now, I don't know if you've noticed this. I hope you have. But we seem to have headed slightly off path. And there's a cannibal camp, which we're going to go and attack because YOLO, innit? It's a bit of an adventure. We might as well take them on and see what happens. You want to go? You want to go? I'll tell you what, that's 2 headshots. 3 headshots. I mean, they weren't making it difficult, they were just stood there. And a rolling pot. Doesn't seem like there's anyone else here. We took over the cannibal camp already, and we've got some handy... No, we haven't, there's one there. That was a bit of a fail. You wanna go? Oh! There we go. I missed that shot, and that was embarrassing. However, my spear is there. Thought I lost it. But we're getting a couple of resources, and I see there's a radio, but we don't really need a radio right now. Oh, right. I swear down. I need to stop dodging my spears, which I've now lost, I think. Oh no, it's right there. What's in here? Some coins. Well, that's our first cannibal village takedown. I think I picked up some skin pouches. Let me have a look. Alright, I got 2 skin pouches. Let's see what we get in these. These are normally full of lovely things. I mean, there was a couple of helpful bits there, but nothing spectacular. Some feathers, duct tape, and an energy drink. Nice. Well, we win. For now, anyway. Put the stick away. Right, off to the green marker. Right, it looks like we're coming up to the green marker now, just on the mini-map. And when we get here, I'm going to craft myself a better torch, because at the minute, all we have is this, like, plasma lighter, which isn't ideal. So what we want to do is we want to go in here. I'm going to take the stick because, you know, I need a stick. We want to put a cloth with 2 sticks to create a bit of a torch, which is going to be a better light source than anything we've been using at the minute. Let's get this lit up. And off we want to go in here. The reason we're going in here, I'll show you when we get in. But it's quite important, I would say, when you've just started the forest to get set up as, or the sons of the forest, to get set up as best you can. Now you can see we've gone into a more man-made structure. I just lagged badly, but we're not going to go down there yet. We're going to come in here because there are lots of nice resources. And if you really want to, you can just use it as a sort of stay for the night, because you can actually just sleep in here with that bed. But I'm here for a different reason, mainly for the resources, not going to lie, and the survival book, which now blocks my screen. But you can see behind the book there are arrows on the screen. Now we can 3D print some arrows, which is going to save us actually having to craft arrows from feathers, sticks and stones at the start, when I don't think we've actually got any feathers. I think we've got 1. But to make a bow, we want to add these with our 2 sticks, rope and duct tape. Craft ourselves a bow. Now the noise you just heard in the background was my delightful arrows. I think we can carry 20 3D printed arrows at once. I don't know if you can improve that though. I don't know if you can create like a quiver or something like that. But I did think that we would be able to make armor. And it turns out you can. But it's not as simple as just printing 3D armor. You've got to print a part of the armor, then put it with various other components to be able to then wear that piece of armor. So it's a bit of a pain. It's meant to be one of the best armors in the game, but it's not exactly the easiest to get compared to like bone armor where you just need bones, and I think it's like, is it cloth and rope maybe, and then you're just up and running. And I think it might be the same with leaves and hide, but I haven't experimented much with that. This is just me showing you my quick sort of guide on what you should probably do on your first day or 2 in the forest to make sure that you are better equipped to survive, because it's dangerous and everything will try to kill you, and I'm not even joking. But we want to make a water flask, because in this game, compared to the last one, you can just drink water from anywhere. You don't have to sanitize it or boil it or anything like that. You can just drink it straight out of the rivers, straight out of the sea, straight out of the lakes, wherever you want. It doesn't matter. And if you've got one of these bad boys, it's going to help you survive a little bit longer, because you can be away from water for a little bit longer when we pick that up. Now we can make other things like masks and grappling hooks and tech mesh, but I don't have anything to fire the grappling hooks yet. I might as well make a mask just for the hell of it, but the sleds and stuff, I don't really need them. And there's no point in making tech mesh because I don't have all of the stuff. The tech mesh is the armor, and I don't have all the stuff to be able to do that. But once we've got this printed, you can't check your map in here, by the way. Your GPS is, you'll not be able to see that because of my big head, but it is knackered when you're in here. It doesn't work. Now, to get... Oh, yeah, we're going to equip the mask and look through that tiny little hole, which is probably behind me, so you'll not see. But that's all you can do, and it's meant to be able to scare off any... well, not any cannibals, but you can scare off cannibals with it if you want to. I haven't tried it. It's going to be a fun experiment when I do. And we're going to head back out of here now because we are done. There's not really much else. There is something down the other end of that tunnel, but you need a key card to be able to get past the sort of point. And we don't have that, so there's no point in doing it yet. But if we head back out, I'll fill up my water canteen, and then we are going to head on over to the purple marker, because that is where our next sort of point of interest is and what we want to get. So if we fill up our canteen here, this will do us well in case we are not near a water source at any point. So we are done there. Get my map back up. We want to be heading back up sort of stream, well not fully upstream, but in that direction, and we'll get to the purple marker, which is our next point of interest, like I said. Right, well we're here. We're on the final approach to our next point of interest, or POI, if you want to use abbreviations. And you can hear that beeping getting a lot faster the closer I get. I believe it looks like it could be over here. I mean, the beeping stopped now. I've put the map of the GPS away, but if you look just off the side, you see that rope drops down, and you can actually break this rope. Oh, but it just nearly took me face off. And then if we drop down, gotta be careful so you don't... Yeah, we took quite a bit of damage there. Let's get healed up straight away. But you can hear that beeping's going mental. And it's one of the reasons why we are here. Not the full reason, but one of the reasons. And you can see it was on our pal here, who has unfortunately been caught and hanged. So we can take the GPS marker off him, take the torch. See, now we've got a flashlight, an actual flashlight, not a fiery stick or a lighter. But this guy, there's nothing we can do for him, but you can see the exclamation mark is now gone off the map, and we want to head down here in this direction. And you can see on the map there's a tiny blue dot showing up. We want to head towards that, because that is a very important part of how I get started in Sons of the Forest, because it's going to allow you to gather resources a lot faster. And you can hear this music playing again. We're at a camp, can you believe it? And at this camp, I mean, along with the music, you can see this chap has been unfortunate and he has an axe in him. Now this is the modern axe, and it's an absolute beast compared to the tactical axe, which we picked up earlier out of our pack. We've also got a mad amount of resources really here compared to what you'll find at other places, but you know, it's definitely worth coming here. You can see we've got 2 hand grenades, and for some reason the music has just... Oh no, we're changing song. My bad. God, it's annoying. I do want to get one of those though, and have it at my base eventually. But not right now, because that sound is just too much. So let's gather the resources, and we're done here really. We've picked up everything we need. We've got the fancy axe. Oh, I can see one more. We've got some C4 there. Take these flares. And while we're here, we'll grab a quick drink, and then we're going to move on to our camp, which is very close to this location. I haven't built a camp yet, but I want to go to this lake. So if we follow this path, pick up these like stones and stuff along the way. It's always good to gather your resources. But it should just be round here. You should see it once we come to the end of this path. It's a bit of a clearing, and we're right next to a lake. And the main reason for me to be right next to a lake is because you actually can set Calvin to go off fishing. And that saves you gathering food for yourself. So if Calvin goes off and he goes to get our fish, while we just go about our daily lives, he can keep us fed, we can deal with everything else. And you can see it's quite a nice little area. I'm gonna oh. There's a lady watching us. She's a mutant. I don't know what she's doing. Doesn't seem to be bothering us, but we're going to stay on this side of the lake because it's a bit flatter. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together a bit of a base. And I'm going to show you the stages of us putting together the base, but I'm not going to make you watch us cut down all of the trees in the area because it's quite a boring process. But this is where we're going to be building our base. And I'll catch up with you once we've put down the sort of first foundations of our base. Because like I said, it's a long process and you don't want to be watching me cut down trees all day. But off we go. Let's get the first one down. Don't know what's going on here. And I think we broke the tree in many ways. Let's get to it. Oh god! Oh god! I did not see that. Oh, what are you doing? Rolly boy. Tell you what. Come back. Nah, he's attacked me there. He's dying. There we go. Get done. I know I said I was going to skip forward to the end of the the building process of me putting the foundations down, but I got jumped. And yeah, he hit us like. He did a canny job. But we are close to having the foundations in place. Calvin's just getting in the way. So I might just show you now, because what we're going to do is we're going to have a 2x3. And we have to fill the rest of this floor in so it's all squared off like this. And then once it's done like that, we can put the layer of flooring down and start to build up our walls. So this is where we're going to be building our base. That's how big it's going to be roughly on the ground. And then we will build it up. Just a first floor for now, and we'll put a bit of a nice roof on. But I'll catch up with you at different stages throughout the video when we're building this, just so you don't have to watch me do all the boring stuff, basically. And we've had to cut down one tree. Oh, it might actually be 2 trees that are very close. We might have to take the stump out for this one. We'll leave it in for now. And then if we ever want to expand, we might have to take that one out. But I'll catch up with you once I've done a bit more building. Now, as you can see, I've took a break from building. You can see we've got, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see actually. But if I put my torch on, you can see we've kind of got a bit of a frame going on right now. We've got the sort of main frame up. I was going to put the roof on, but it's getting very dark. So what we're going to do to make the night pass, we're going to put down a little shelter quickly of a tarp, a stick, and get that propped up. And what this is going to enable us to do is to sleep. So, I mean, this is day 1. We've done quite well for day 1. We've got ourselves a proper torch, a GPS locator, we've got a 3D printed flask, 3D printed arrows, bow, spear, everything like that, modern axe as well. But we haven't quite managed to get the base up, so I'm going to have a quick save. And we're going to have a little nap here. And then in the morning, I'm going to get back to the buildings. So you can see now, this is a bit better. You can see the sort of frame we're going with. 2x3. It's not going to be massive, but it's going to be big enough for now, definitely. We don't have any sort of defenses yet, but I'm going to catch up with you once we get a little bit more building done. This is just the progress we're at so far, and this is, I believe the GPS tells you, this is day 2. So the morning of day 2, and we've got ourselves a nice little frame up. But I'll catch up with you a little bit later. Right guys, so as you can see, the roof is now on, kind of. We haven't actually filled up the roof yet, we're getting jumped by cannibals. But you can see what we're going with here. We've got the frame up, the roof on. We just need to actually fill up the walls, put the floor in, and cover the roof up. And then we'll probably take some of those inside beams out to make it a little bit tidier. But I want to show you something quickly, something you can do if you want to fill in these sort of triangle bits of the roof now. You can actually do it. You just need to get your logs, look up, click it, and then you will automatically put one in. However, don't use a full log for the next bit. I think we've got, yeah, a couple of these sort of 1-piece logs, or quarter piece, and you can put those just in there like that, and you can see that part's filled in now, and it just makes the roof a little bit nicer, and it makes the building a bit more complete that you can actually do that with the roofs. But I'll fill in the rest of the base. I'll probably, tell you what, Calvin wants us to get rid of this guy, so let's get rid of him. There we go, what a shot, down, and we're going to skin pouch out of that. But now we've taken care of him, I'm going to crack on with the build, and I'll catch up with you once I'm a bit further ahead later on in this video. Right guys, so that is it. The base is put together, the roof is on, the walls are up all the way around, the triangles on the roof are filled in, everything is done nicely. What we need to do now though is put in a door, which I'm going to do right here. And I think what you've got to do is cut, I think it's 4 out of the 5, or is it, hold on, how many is there? There's 6, so I think you've got to cut 5 of them, yeah, to put a door in. And then you're just left with a 1,000,002 half logs, which are just really frustrating. And Calvin is stuck inside, but what we're going to do as well, I don't really like the idea of these being here, so I'm going to take them out. And then now that these are out, we need to get ourselves some split logs, and I can actually use these logs to split them to get us what we need for the door, because the door takes 3 split logs, like so. And you can lock it if you want with a stick, but you can see that door works perfectly fine as it is with the 3 split logs there. Now, we want to add in some windows as well, so what we're going to do is we're going to come inside. And I quite like the idea of possibly putting a window here. You can do 3 tall windows, but I like the 2 tall ones. I don't know, I feel like they look a bit better. The 3 ones are they're a bit big for me. You can see I think that looks okay. Doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad at all. What we're going to do, I tell you what, because this back wall has the view of the lake, we might do the 3 taller ones here. Like so. You can see that's massive compared to that one. But I quite like that because this is a bit of a nice sort of view out the back there at the lake and the mountain. I think there's a mountain. Yeah, there's a mountain. And then that is that. Now, we probably could do with some light in here, but what we're going to do first to make sure that we don't die is probably eat some food. I'll have a little energy drink as well. Possibly. I don't... Well, we'll use one of these meal packs to get our food up a little bit more. But now that's up there, what we want to do is we want to get the crafting book out. Or survival book, or whatever you want to call it. And we want to hold X to go to the different mode. And then we want to put down a stick bed here. I don't know why it does that though. I would really like it if it would just make it so that the beds and stuff aligned with the building you were in, but it does not work like that, and we need a lot more sticks. Tell you what, we can take this down now. Get that stick back. You can take those things down you never used to be. Oh. You are now... Oh, there's two of you. Where did you come from? Aiming up those headshots. And you're both done. Get out of here. I can get this bed made. And that is our bed. Now, one thing I'm going to do as well, because we're going to need it, is for food and for warmth, we need to have a fire. Now, I'll just take a stick, look at the ground, give it a cracky crack, a bit of a light, and then this should become a fire. But what we're going to want to do, because our fire is quite pathetic... Oh, we're setting the trees on fire. Not the trees, the shrubs. I want to put some stones around it, make it a bit more reinforced. It's handy just having a stone right next to the fire when we were only one shot. And there we go. Calvin's shot. I'll tell you what we're going to have to do as well. We're going to have to take this out because that is too close to the fire for my liking. And then we're going to look at putting up a nice little bench once I get sorted. So I shall catch you in a minute. I know what... Oh yeah, all the ducks just fly straight through my house. That's fine. No worries. Right, so we want to get together our little... Jesus, Calvin. We want to get together a bench now. No, I can't seem to pick up... What is it I need again? I think you need half logs. If we come around here, we go back into our crafting book. And I'm pretty sure it's just on furniture. There we go, bench. Right, so with this bench, again, I want to get it kind of flush up against this. But it makes it difficult. And you have to just kind of have a wiggle round until it lets you get it. Oh! What is this dude's problem, man? Right, he's getting done now. What a shot. He's still alive. I mean, how? He's got a spear through the throat, I'm pretty sure. And now he's run off into the woods with my spear in him. Mate, he's off. I'm just going to waste these arrows because I'm not a very good shot with them. But he's not like... Do you know what? I'm not bothering. I've chased you so far. And the bloke's just... He's still going. He came at us, climbing me trees, and then as soon as I go for him, nah, he's off. Off into the woods. So back to the bench. See, the lady's back. Absolutely terrified of me. I'm not surprised. I did just chase one of your pals off into the woods to try and kill him. But if we can get this... We need to get this. This might take us a while, but... Right, you see, it's not quite... I mean, it's getting there. That'll do. So what we want to do is we want to put this here. In front of the fire. Get our half logs. So I was right, that's what we need. And we do not have... Oh no, we do. We've got a split log there, which goes straight on top of there. And we want to get some firewood. We take this and we split this down the middle again when it lets us. We take this over the... What? Anyhow. Ah, hey, dear me. What's he sitting on that backwards for? Anyhow, if we split this, we put it on there, we get ourselves a nice reinforced fire, which is built up a little bit more with our logs. We've got our base, we've got our bed, and we've got our modern axe, we've got a water canteen, we've got 3D printed arrows. I think we're doing really well, to be honest with you. But there we are. We've got our reinforced fire, a bench, a 2x3 nice little hut with our sloped roof. We've got our log pile for future builds. We've got our firewood and a nice little bed in here for us to sleep on. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to chill. We're just going to have a nice look. Calvin cannot use the bench, but that's, you know, that's something we'll sort out in the future maybe. I tell you what, we'll end the video with more health than we started it with. That would be nice, rather than less. But that is it for this video on how to get started in Sons of the Forest. I do hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, please do let me know down in the comment section, and also let me know what games you would like to see me play in the future. Make sure to smash a like on it if you have enjoyed it, and to show support for the game on the channel. And if you are new to the channel, which you will be, because the channel is brand new, make sure to subscribe to be kept up to date with future content if this is something you have enjoyed. I've enjoyed making it, it's been quite fun. But other than that, we'll see you in the next video.